Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestling Rush Hour. AEW All in Texas. Honestly, this was a very entertaining and great show. I have not watched AEW wrestling in 3 to 4 years. I'm just being straight up honest with you guys. I have not watched it in 3 to 4 years. Even this past Wednesday, I tried to watch the show. I just couldn't get through it. It wasn't as intriguing to me. But I said, you know what? Everyone's talking about AEW All In. I said, let me watch the show. And man, it was a great show. It was very entertaining. There was a lot of moments that I liked. Now I'm just going to go over kind of the start of the show and get into the main event and just everything that transpired. I'm not going to talk about the pre-show, but what I will talk about the main card. Now we saw the Gauntlet Casino match, and MJF won. Now looking, obviously for me, just not watching for years and seeing what's going on, I've been aware of like the Hurt Syndicate and stuff like that, but I haven't actually watched a full show. But I think considering who was in the Casino Gauntlet match, MJF winning makes sense because the whole premise and point of the Hurt Syndicate is that they have all the championships in XYZ. I do think that it builds a lot of intrigue going into the show. Going out of the show of AEW All In, because when you think about it, you have Jon Moxley, who lost to Hangman Adam Page, and then you had Darby Allin come back. Darby Allin, from what I've been hearing, and is that Darby Allin is owed a championship match. Maybe I'm wrong about that. And then we just saw Will Ospreay and Swerve defeat the EVPs, Matt and Nick Jackson. So they're not gonna, be in that be limited to not be able to go after that championship. And best believe, as much as Swerve helped Hangman Adam Page, secure that win, Hangman is gonna have to sooner or later oblige Swerve in terms of a championship match. So now you got Hangman having, Swerve and Will Ospreay sacrificing himself essentially to help Hangman. So you really got Will Ospreay, you got Darby Allin, and you have Swerve Strickland, who seems like Bryan Danielson is back. I don't know if he's back or it was just like a one surprising type moment, but you have quite a few people who helped him win. And in the real world, I would like to think they would want to go after that championship, or at least get an opportunity in a match against Hangman, since if it wasn't for them, he would not have won. So it's a pretty good argument that all of them could be wanting to go after that championship. But we ended up seeing MJF win as well. Oh, yeah, that's right, MJF as well. And so MJF winning was obviously the right move, just because of the fact that MJF's star power, no one else in that match was really has star power that you need to build intrigue for your shows. Shout out to Briscoe, and God bless him and his family. But moving on, we see FTR and Christian Cage versus the Hurt Syndicate and Jet Speed. And yeah, man, apparently Christian's son turned on him. And then the Hurt Syndicate obviously ended up picking up the win. But yeah, we saw Adam Copeland, or Cope, come out and make the save before Christian was going to get his head bashed in. And we will see what happens, man. We will see what happens. It seems like they're going to obviously do the, Edge and Christian, kind of like, thing. I don't know. I want to say finale or tour, but but obviously that's come back. I do like how Edge, instead of saying "go fuck yourself," he said "go find yourself." I like that. Because I like that. When Edge helped Christian up, he didn't just like all automatically embrace him. You know what I mean? Because like in real life, Christian is gonna have to earn Edge's trust, not just think you're just going to be cool after all the shit that happened. Now, what I'm guessing what will happen is on AEW Dynamite or one of these shows, Edge is going to get attacked and, be attacked by all of them. And then it's going to kind of replicate the same thing that happened at AEW All In. And then Christian's going to come in, clean house, and then they're going to hug, and then they're going to, become a tag team. So we'll see what happens. And the fact that they're going to become a tag team, they will end up winning the AEW Tag Team Championships against the Hurt Syndicate, in my opinion. Now, moving on, we have the Women's Casino Gauntlet match. Athena won. Now, not watching, AEW for quite a few years, I heard about how Athena was the ROH champion, and just how she hasn't really been on the AEW main show as much. And for her to win was very surprising to me. I thought they would go with Chris Statlander or someone else. Mind you, I haven't watched in a long time, so... But anyways, I'm glad that she won. Obviously, I remember her from WWE, and she's a phenomenal wrestler, and I'm pretty sure she still is. Now, Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. I kind of thought that they were going to have Mercedes Moné win, but I think they made the right call having Toni Storm retain. I think that when or if Mercedes ends up winning the AEW Women's Championship, I don't think that she should be having all those championships on her. If she's going to lose all of those championships and kind of have a storyline where she's kind of like falling from grace and then she builds herself back up, I would like to see something like that. But I don't think that her having 6 or 7 championships and then she has another one, I think that it would be better for her to, or even if she loses all of them except for the TBS championship, but that's just my own opinion. But anyways, Toni Storm ended up picking up the win. It'll be interesting to see who she feuds with next, because obviously now that she defeated Mercedes Moné, it's like, well, who's the next opponent? Because mind you, when it comes to Athena, it doesn't say that you automatically, that obviously MJF and Athena automatically get a guaranteed championship match. But it's not like, hey, this is the next feud that's going to happen because they won those contract matches. They can pretty much choose whenever they want, to go after that. So it'll be interesting still to just see who's going to be competing in that women's championship situation in AEW. Moving on, we see Okada versus Kenny Omega. I thought Kenny Omega was going to pull out the win, but Okada ended up winning. I don't really know too much about Okada because, again, I wasn't watching AEW for these past couple of years, and even outside of that, I didn't really watch Okada. But from what I hear, everyone says he's a great, phenomenal wrestler. I thought they put on a good show. I thought that the match was a little bit short, just considering of their stature, of their wrestling style, and star power. But overall, I thought it was a decent match. Now, moving on to Swerve and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. Now, this match I was intrigued for. I love the video package. I love the fact that they put the EVP status on the line, and it was Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay's potential to go after the AEW championship. They wouldn't be able to for a year. I thought that was a really good stipulation because, number one, that right there, that stipulation intrigued me. Because it really could have went either way. It's not like back when Cody was there, obviously he ended up, not going after it at all because of that stipulation. But I wouldn't have been surprised if Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland lost that match, and then they just weren't able to go after the AEW World Championship for a year. I wouldn't be surprised by that, because they could have easily just had it to where Swerve and Ospreay are like a tag team, in the tag team division or stuff, you know what I mean, or go after one of the other singles championships that they have. So for them to, this match was phenomenal. If you guys ask me, this was match of the night. I know that the Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley match, it was good. It was entertaining. But if I'm gonna be honest with you, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay and the Young Bucks, that was a phenomenal fucking match. And when I say phenomenal match, I mean on a day that I'm just not doing anything, I would literally just go back and rewatch that. Eat my favorite meal and rewatch that whole match. That's even though I already know who won. That's how entertaining that match was. Now, obviously, the main event. So Swerve and Will Ospreay did end up winning that match, and so we'll see what happens with the EVP status of Matt and Nick Jackson, and just how they're gonna, how the whole storylines and everything are gonna progress after AEW All In Texas. Now, the main event, Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley. Obviously, within the first 5 to 6 minutes, we got Moxley and Hangman bleeding like crazy. Overall, I thought it was a good main event. I liked the fact that they implemented. Obviously, we saw what happened to Samoa Joe early in the night in that trios match, after they ended up retaining, we saw what happened to him after that match, and then we saw what happened to Will Ospreay during this main event. As I was watching the show, I said, "There's no way they can't not have Swerve come out and help Hangman." Because I did watch a little bit of the AEW Dynamite, and I saw that sit down that they had with each other, and also seeing, and I forgot his name, but Swerve Strickland's manager guy or whatever. Once he did the handcuffs, I was like, okay, they're bringing him out. But overall, man, I thought it was a good main event. I thought it was just overall, I thought it was it was just a spectacle. You had, man, just it was just crazy. You literally had freaking Bryan Danielson come in and attack, the Death Riders. Then you had Darby Allin coming from the damn from the fucking roof or whatever, and sliding down. Then we saw, obviously, we had Will Ospreay in that, and Swerve Strickland. I thought it was a great main event, and overall, if you had to ask me, I would give the show an A. I think the show was a A. Really, honestly, I can even say an A+. I thought overall it was really a really good show. A lot of surprises. Edge, if you guys don't know, Edge is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So seeing Edge, and then apparently Bryan Danielson hasn't been wrestling, so he came back, and that was a surprise too. I didn't know that. But anyways, yeah. So overall, man, it was a great show. I think that match of the night was 100% that tag team match between Strickland, Ospreay, and the Young Bucks. Some people may say Page and Moxley, but I don't think so. I think it was that tag team match. But overall, it was a great show. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the show.